All right. So, to continue from my other vlog, everything went all right. I got to Laredo. I did make it back up to Dallas. Um, or I continued on my trip. I wound up quitting Transport America, and I went to work for USA Truck. Now, everything that has happened on at USA Truck has been a headache and a disaster. I got a phone call the day before orientation was to start. So I quit Transport America Thursday before Memorial Day weekend. And because I wanted to take the weekend off. So I was scheduled to start orientation Wednesday morning after Memorial Day weekend. I got a phone call Tuesday morning. Well, let me back up a little bit. I had unpacked my truck from Transport America, packed everything into my Blazer, organized it, got it all ready to go, so that whenever I went to orientation, I could just drive the Blazer down to orientation down in south of Dallas, and go through orientation, get issued a truck, company truck. I had to go company driver because there's no trucks available for the lease purchase program. So I was like, you know what, just go company truck, stay in a company truck for a couple weeks, and then transfer over to a lease purchase truck whenever one came available. So that was the plan. So I had nothing packed other than the stuff from my truck and the Blazer. I didn't have any clothes packed. I was still doing laundry to wash my linen and all that stuff. So I got a phone call Tuesday morning that USA Truck had overbooked the orientations I was supposed to do down on Waxahachie, Texas. So I had a couple hours to pack everything up, pack up my linen, pack up my clothes, a few little food things, go get a rental car, drive from Dallas to West Memphis, because that's where my new orientation place was, West Memphis. Go to West Memphis, and it's like a 6-7 hour drive. So I get there. By the time I get everything packed up, get the rental car, get on the road, I got there about midnight Tuesday night. Orientation starts at 7 o'clock Wednesday morning. I get there, get up in the morning, everything's fine, get on the shuttle bus or the van, get over to USA Truck Orientation West Memphis at their yard, and everything was okay. But there was a lot of waiting, a lot of unorganized waiting. We had to go do our physicals. There were some guys that were showing up late, some guys showing up in flip-flops, and it was in the orientation email that we were not to show up wearing flip-flops. It specifically said to wear closed-toed shoes, no tank tops. And one of the things that it said in the email was orientation is also a part of the hiring process, so first impressions will be taken into account, how you dress. So of course I button up shirt, jeans, boots. Some guys are coming in wearing tank tops and flip-flops. I'm like, man, what the hell? Some guys showed up late. Some guys they showed up, they didn't have any of the videos done, they didn't have any of the homework done. So we were sitting around class, me and a couple of other guys were sitting around in class waiting on everybody else to do their paperwork. A lot of guys had messed up W-2s. It was just insane. So did a road eval, which was, all that stuff went great. We finally got our truck assignments. What was this? Started Wednesday. We got our truck assignments on Thursday afternoon, late afternoon. Well, Me and another guy, actually me and two other guys, our trucks were in Atlanta, which is where I am now. Still, I haven't left Atlanta yet. So, so our truck assignments are in Atlanta. So we get a rental car, and we don't get a rental car until, or we didn't get a chance to get a rental car until later on in the evening. So we just stayed at West Memphis Thursday night, and then Friday morning we got up and drove to Atlanta. Got here at Atlanta at the shop yard. There's two different yards here in Atlanta. There's the terminal, and then there's a shop, and I'm at the shop. So I get here, and I already have an email with my truck assignment. I get in the truck, and it's somewhat clean, but it had a really funky smell. It was bad. It kind of singed your nose hairs a little bit, and but I was kind of okay with it. You get some air fresheners and clean it up a little bit. It wasn't that bad. The other guy that I got here with, his was dirty. He still had food and Cheerios in the sleeper that somebody had spilled a bag of Cheerios and they didn't vacuum it up, and just general dirty. Like, it hadn't been detailed. It hadn't been cleaned. Still had the old mattress, dirty, smelly mattress in the bunk. Didn't get I had to go inside the shop right before they closed. They closed at 3:30 on Friday, and we got here at 3 o'clock. So we had half an hour to get our permits for our permit book, which were severely outdated by a couple of years, outdated on some of the permits. And half the permits that I got from the shop, they were so blotted out that you couldn't read it. So that was pointless. I did put together my permit book. It is legal, but I can't haul alcohol in majority of states, or tobacco. So I found, and I opened up one of the cabinets in the truck that I was supposed to be getting, and there was yellow crystallized powdery substance, and it was pee. Previous driver, I guess, had used one of the cabinets to store his liquid disposal, his liquid waste, and it must have spilled. So it smelled like pee, but I didn't know that until after I opened up the cabinet. So I called the guy that does the truck assignments, and I said, "Hey, I can't take this truck. It smells like pee. There's dried urine in one of the cabinets." I was like, I ain't taking it. So that truck didn't start. The batteries were dead. So he gave me another truck number, and I opened it, and it was absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. I opened a door, and I just turned around and closed it. There was no way I was taking that truck. So, yeah, it was it was bad. It was pet hair, dog hair, that had accumulated over a long period of time, along with body sweat and grime mixed in with it. And there were still trash bags and trash. Somebody had just gotten out of that truck and they hadn't cleaned it yet, but according to his computer, that truck was ready to go, and it wasn't. So he was like, "All right, well, forget that truck, go to this other truck," which is the one I'm in now. And so I got in. The first thing I did was check to see if it would start, and it wouldn't start. Somebody had left the work lights on, so the batteries were dead. But it was clean. It had been detailed, and it was well clean. And I had just gotten a brand new mattress for the other truck, so I just took that mattress and put it in this one. No big deal. So I had to wait for a mobile mechanic to come out to jump the truck off. That took a little while because the batteries were dead. It took a while for them to jump it, for it to have enough juice to start. Finally got it started. Those guys took off, and after I finished my vehicle inspection, or I was in the middle of doing a vehicle inspection, and I was doing the brake checks, the truck wouldn't move because the the drive brakes were locked up. So I had to call road assistance, call them up, let them know brakes are froze, they're locked up, can't move the truck. And already dispatch had already been calling me, wanting me to get on a load. And I was like, I don't even have a truck yet. So how can I get on a load if I don't have a truck? So I called him back, called roadside assistance. They sent another guy out, and it was like a 3-4 hour wait. And so I wasn't going to be going to bed until late. So I called up the guy that does truck assignments. And I was like, hey, what are we going to do about this? This is ridiculous. And so he put me up in a hotel room, got the brakes fixed, stayed the night in a hotel room, came back the next day after returning the rental car, because he let me keep the rental car for an extra day. Excuse me. I just had Burger King, so pardon me. Turned the rental car in, got an Uber back over here to the shop, got in the truck, picked a load, and finally, after a while of picking a couple of different loads, I finally got one assigned to me. Now the next problem was I'm bobtailed, so I got to find an empty trailer to go pick up this load, and it's a drop and hook or a preloaded trailer that I'm supposed to be picking up preloaded trailer, taking it down to St. Rose, Louisiana. It's like 450 miles, something like that away. So this was day before yesterday, and yeah, I think it was the day before yesterday. Yeah, today's Monday. It was Saturday. It was over the weekend. So I was supposed to have driven down on Sunday, driven down majority of the way yesterday, driven the rest of the way today, and then deliver tomorrow morning. Do a portion of it yesterday, a short portion of it yesterday, majority of it today, and then just wake up tomorrow morning and deliver. So they sent me, and I had to get an empty. So they sent me out to get an empty. And now, granted, whenever I picked this load, it was an open window anytime, because it was a preloaded trailer anytime during the day. So when they sent me the load, they set an appointment time at 2 o'clock, 1400. So I sent them a message, hey, can I get this load early? What's the deal? They didn't respond. So I was like, all right, cool. I guess it's a hard appointment time. I guess, sometimes even preloaded trailers are like that. Okay, no big deal. So I leave here at noon. I go to get my empty trailer, and there's no empty trailers at this location they sent me to. Contacted dispatch. Hey, there's no empty trailers here. They had trailers stacked up they had trailers stacked up like 4 deep, 6 wide. And if they had a trailer, if they're showing an empty trailer in their system, it's got to be in that pool somewhere, and I can't get to it. There's no way. I can't hook up to a trailer that's not mine. That's not company trailer. So I contact dispatch. Hey, I can't get in a trailer. There's 3 that I have access to, and those three are loaded. So they sent me somewhere else. I went somewhere else. They finally had an empty trailer, but the ABS light was on that empty trailer. But I was like, take it back to the shop, get it fixed, no problem. I'm sorry, that empty trailer was going to where I was picking up my preloaded. I had to have an empty to drop to pick up my preloaded, but the ABS light was on. So I figured I'd just put it in my post trip and let them know about it. But I was going to at least roll with it, because sometimes the ABS light, when the tanks are empty and it's got brand new brakes on it, so there might have been an issue. It just needed to roll a few miles for the ABS to reset itself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes slack adjustments need to be a little bit. Pump the brakes a couple of times. You put it back up in reverse, and sometimes it'll reset it. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it didn't work. So I went ahead and I was like, you know what, I'm just go get this preloaded trailer, put it in my post trip inspection. Call the company, let the company know about the ABS lights on in this trailer. It'll need maintenance the next opportunity that somebody has. So or they'll send a mobile mechanic out to that location and get it fixed. So I get to the shipper, and they didn't have any empty trailers to preload. So my preload then turned into a live load. My live load turned into a 6-hour ordeal of me waiting to get loaded. Well, by that time, I was almost out of time, so I had to park at the USA Truck Terminal in Atlanta. And I didn't get there until almost midnight. So got up at 10 o'clock this morning, tried to get some coffee, and their coffee machine didn't work. So I had to go over to the dispatcher side office of the building to go get coffee from over there, the orientation side, and go get coffee from there. So, and I talked to the manager, and one of their sinks fell off the wall in the bathroom. I thought that was kind of funny. So one of their sinks fell off. So I wanted to go tell them and go get some coffee. And I let the manager, the facility manager, know, hey, there's no coffee machine over here. What the hell? There's coffee, there's sugar and creamer. There's a coffee maker, but no carafe for the glass piece, the pitcher that goes in a coffee maker. So I'll let him know. So I leave there, come over here to the shop to get this trailer worked on, and there's 2 trailers in front of me. So I've been here all day waiting for my trailer to get fixed. And one of the mechanics was like, oh yeah, we'll put it in the shop, we'll work on it tomorrow. And so I happened to talk to the manager, who came from a different location to come over here to help straighten their stuff out because their stuff is kind of jacked. So I was telling him about my problems, and he was like, man, he's like, is it in the shop? It's like, yeah, it's backed in there. He was like, let's go look at it. So he went and looked at it. The shop manager actually fixed it. It was the ABS sensors had come loose. They were out of adjustment. So he adjusted them. We got it fixed. But now, since it took me all day to get this fixed, I don't have enough time to make it all the way down to Louisiana, and I don't have enough time, or by the time I get to the first truck stop or the first location to safely stop, it'll be so late in the evening that I don't feel comfortable, or I don't think there's going to be parking available. So I was like, this thing's waiting until tomorrow. I'm not leaving until tomorrow morning. I'll get up early tomorrow morning and head out, and I'll go straight to the customer. So I plan on getting up at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be there about noon. So I'll be a couple hours late. So, I mean, it's not too bad, but I set my ETA up at 1500, so that gives me plenty of time to get there. I'm not in any big hurry. So, so he fixed my trailer. Now I'm here, still in Atlanta, and I've been here since Friday. My first load for the company. And the orientation email said that we need to dress appropriately because we're still being looked at as a new hire. Well, if you want us to dress appropriately and you want us to make a good first impression, I would expect the same thing from the company, to give me a good first impression. Because my first impression of this company is not a good one. I've had nothing but problems since the phone call that I got from my recruiter saying that my orientation location has changed. Nothing has gone right. Nothing. And I've had nothing but roadblocks and headaches this entire time. And granted, I mean, I can't judge a company on the first couple of days, but first impressions say a lot. And if you're going to put a driver in a new truck, or put a driver in a truck in general, it should be verified, good to go. Everything should be gone through. A shop manager should be climbing in these trucks and grabbing a steering wheel and looking around and thinking, I would drive this truck. And if that's the answer you get after sitting and looking in the bunk and saying, yeah, I'll sleep on that, I'll sleep in this, yeah, no problem. If that's what you get, or if you can get that from a shop manager, then the truck should be good to go. But if a manager gets in a truck and goes, Yeah, I wouldn't drive this. There's no way I'd put a driver in this truck. Then that truck needs to get reworked. It needs to get sent back to the shop, wherever it's going to, or the detailer, whoever it is. They need to come back and redo it. And if they can't do it right the first time, they need to go. They need to contract somebody else. You know what I'm saying? One of the slides in the orientation was the company's goals, and it was safety and driver retention were two of the main ones. Well, how are you going to keep driver retention when you can't even put a driver in a dang truck? That's ridiculous. But like I said, I'm not going to judge this company just yet. I'll give it some time. The other two drivers, you know, one of the drivers that came over here, one of the three, he was in a truck and gone. The other one, he had some issues. He had to clean his own truck before he could take off in it. It kind of sucks, but doable. He's already got on the road. Me, still sitting here, still having issues. But the trailer's fixed. Truck is still running. I'm loaded. I'm just not going to be able to make my first appointment, which sucks because I don't like missing appointments. But there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, there is something I can do about it. I could wake up at 12 o'clock in the morning, do a 9-hour drive, and be there on time right at 10 o'clock. But I'm not going to jump through that kind of hoop to be able to. No. Load's already late. I don't drive at night. I'm not going to set my alarm for 12 o'clock in the morning to get this load there on time. No, it ain't happening. That's not how I don't drive at night. That's all there is to it. I don't feel safe driving at night. I've had issues driving at night in the long past, and my sleep schedule is not conducive to driving at night. I sleep at night. My body wants to sleep at night, so that's what I do. That's just the way I drive. That's my schedule. So, but I don't want to ramble too long. I'll post up another video and update on how things progress from here. So, I'll try and get used to I'm going to try and get used to vlogging more often. I know a lot of my videos are dash cam related, which I still have some more footage I need to get. I don't have my dash cam in this truck, so that might be delayed, but I do have some backup footage that I have from my other truck, and I'll get something uploaded here pretty soon. So we'll catch you later, and hopefully I'll be able to get another vlog up here pretty soon. Thanks for sticking around for this 23 minutes of me being on my soapbox. So I appreciate that. Thank you, and we'll see you again.